Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fey Realm. We are back. The heat wave has mostly broken in the Bay Area. Thank God, because at least four of us were dying. And the other two have air conditioning, so they don't care.
Let's sigh.
Lasai. Hi, everyone. We are back and we are getting ready to dive into a new area, hopefully, we'll see, of the domains. And Adam, I'll go ahead and toss it to you there, buddy.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be with you again for another session of death. Thanks to everyone who's watching. I hope we entertain you. Last time on Death, you had traveled from the realm of Tempest back to the Carnival, the sort of ship on the sea of the mists, the crossroads between the various domains of dread. Here to lick your wounds, rest, and to spend your hard-earned booty. Having arrived, you immediately took to warm baths, hot meals, and dishing about one another and your feelings. And much dialogue was enjoyed. Then Lynn went to go speak with the hag that had taken up shop in the carnival. But upon showing this hag the poem, the hag became quickly afeared and left everything behind in haste, leaving Lynn with just as much alchemical knowledge as she had when she traded her eye for such knowledge. The goblin running the foodstuff stand was visited by the wild. Shenanigans ensued.
On brand.
Ridiculousness and anti-productivity was enjoyed by all.
Whoa. We ate. That's productive.
We ate.
You got to get food.
You do have to get food. That's very true. One thing that was much to the wild surprise and to the surprise of the others was the presence of Aoife and Marytoes, the young child and the pixie who you had met in Tempest. Much to Drausken's dismay, he learned that it is very likely that all of the denizens of Tempest have passed on, eaten by the shroud. And these people who had possibly lived some great number of lives had finally met their end. And yet, somehow, Aoife and Marytoes found themselves here in the carnival. This raises a question about the inconsistency of the rules. Or perhaps some other wrinkle in the happenings. And perhaps even in the plans of the Raven Queen. Speaking of the Raven Queen, you were able to give to her one of her own lost memories. Memories of wizards that she had trusted and then began to hear their murmurings and their secret plans among one another. Memories which meant nothing to you, but quite a lot to her. And she gave to you a collection of treasures as a note of gratitude. After meeting for some time in the tent where you were all resting, you finally came to the conclusion that your next target would be Ikath. And there you would find the Dark Lord and put her to the sword as well. And discover further what made Lynn Lynn and what so affected her mind. And at this moment, we rejoin with you in the tent with Lynn. And Lynn, you and your party have finished resting. Some final preparations are to be made, but soon you will pass into the mists and you will see your lady once again. How you doing?
Not great. Every possible question is racing through her mind, and they keep getting worse and worse and worse.
What do you do?
Oh, wow. Well, if left to her own devices, she's going to continue on this downward spiral forever. So in order to avoid this, she always has a tendency to occupy herself with something. Just put herself to a task of some kind.
And what are you fidgeting with?
Well, Drausken mentioned we needed to prepare. I should be perusing what we could what we could acquire here.
Okay, so to do that, you'll have to exit the tent.
Right. Yes. That will be the first thing.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Did you sleep?
What gods know?
So you still don't know what it's like.
No. Or maybe I do, but my idea of sleep is different from their idea of sleep.
At some point during that night, you would have watched, or at least seen, I should say, your companion sleeping. What sort of feelings would Lynn have upon seeing one of her beloved companions sleeping? Anything?
The comfort of knowing that they are that they're able to find some measure of rest, some able to find some measure of respite, and the ever looming fear that they might never get back up.
So, as you're looking at Drausken, who is one who enjoys sleep, and then your fears begin to feed into your anxieties, into then produce scenarios and plays in your mind that become worse and more tragic by the moment. And then he wakes up. You quickly turn away. Drausken, you get up and you can see Lynn pretending to look elsewhere. Everyone else in the party is coming to. Loraphyra has been out of her trance for some time. And you are all united together. Lynn, you look around and you can see that everyone awoke. They're still with you. The wild begins to groom himself. Yi-Ling, I assume, does a lot of push-ups. I'm not sure what she does.
Wait, are we doing like a second morning? Because we were partway through the day already.
Yeah, we're just kind of replaying that
Oh, we're
moment.
going back. Okay,
And-
flashback. My bad.
And then after that, you had your discussion, right?
Yeah.
And so now it is
Yi-Ling.
time to leave the tent. But if there's any last things that need to be said, now would be a good time.
How do I tell them to count their blessings? How do I tell them that this might be the last night where they are free to dream?
Do you tell them, or do you keep these thoughts to yourself?
I'm afraid of what I must say. Keep them to myself.
So, without thinking, you keep trying to come up with something to say, and everybody else, one by one, leaves the tent, and you simply follow suit. And Litwick Market is now before all of you. Loraphyra,
Sure.
what would you like to do?
Well, I'm first gonna check to make sure that Grim is back. From the mission that I sent him on.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the answer. Well, I got an answer at least from my compatriot. I'm still interested to see if there was any return message on Grim when he returns to me.
Now, your the words of your friend, the messenger, her name Haranian, are more or less confirmed by this missive that you receive by unwrapping a paper coiled about the limb of Grim, and you unfurl it and read, and it says, "There within the bosom of the lady."
Okay, that does confirm what I had been told, and I considered that for a moment, and then decide that my feelings on the subject don't matter at the moment, and I will start perusing the marketplace to see if I can find anything that is on my particular shopping list. Topmost priorities for Loraphyra are trying to find healing potions and a breastplate that fits her.
Okay. Well, Billiard, the satyr, is awaiting any customers, and he's barking out at anyone who is willing to deal with him.
Roar, 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 roar.
I will make my way over to him. Gooding.
Oh, finally, someone to deal with. How can I be of service?
Well, I am in search of a few items, and I will do the rundown of like the gist of what I'm looking for, which is healing potions, a breastplate, a dagger that is either silvered or magical, and did I already say a breastplate?
Aye.
Trying to remember.
Well, let us hope that is what you get,
We'll find out. I imagine.
because I don't know what you're going to get.
Oh, lovely.
That's the fun. Welcome to the carnival.
Games of chance have never been my particular style, but one must do what they must.
You seem to have done well so far. You are alive, right?
That is less chance, I think.
Well, let us begin.
Indeed.
All right. Do you have a token?
So out of character, I don't think I have tokens.
Well, I imagine we all went to the market together since that's what we talked about doing.
Yes,
right?
you're all at the market together.
Great. I have one, and then I believe Lynn has 5. And then the Wild has 1 or 2.
I have 1.
I think
But
Drausken
isn't
just went
carrying
drinking.
5.
Lynn has an embarrassment of riches there. I will. So, I myself do not have one. I believe my companions have a few. But do you not take coinage?
No.
Interesting.
No, I don't take coinage. But I can absolutely cheat. Well, to a
I'm
degree.
listening. I'm listening.
One makes certain deals, oaths with Litwick in order to work at the market. And but there is some ifs, ands, buts, fine print, that sort of thing. And anyway, your coinage, while not at all good here, could be helpful.
I see. What sort of arrangement can we make for it to be of assistance?
Do you have 500 gold with you?
Let me look at my character sheet. Boy, I don't. Well, gold 385, but I have platinum to make up.
Well, platinum's fine with me.
I imagined so.
Okay, so can you give me the equivalent of about 500 gold? Or more, I will happily take more.
How do you feel about silver?
So it's 10 silvers to 1 gold piece. That's how it works.
I am aware.
Okay,
So he said equivalent.
Equivalent value.
I have not.
What if I have Electrum?
Oh, you get the hell out of here.
It's good money. It's fine.
No, it's not.
Electrum,
It's bad.
1 gold piece.
All right. Well, I will give him 385 gold and gods. What is the equivalent of 115 in silver?
15.
You have 1,600.
You move the 0 1 place.
All right, out of character, I have not slept well this last week because it has been 100 fucking degrees in the Bay Area, and I don't have air conditioning. I'm going to ask your indulgence while I struggle to do math, which has never been my strong suit.
All right. So for listeners out there, if you ever go out to eat and you want to tip, what you want to do is take your bill, move it 1 decimal place over, and then double that amount, and that should be your tip. Okay.
Okay, but yes, that's 150 gold, not 115. And 115 is what I need to make up 385. I'm not that stupid.
That would be 11.5.
Thank
so
you.
the remaining 5 we're just going to set aside, and we're going to call it 11.
Or
Okay.
that could be 1 electrum, or that could be 5 silver.
We do not speak of Electrum.
Gonna say it's as if our collective group morality has just gone right out the window, and we have no standards anymore. Talking about Electrum. And it's like,
Seriously.
I'm not
Anyway.
okay with
Clearly,
this.
you don't know the dark days when a treasure trove would contain some random amount of Electrum pieces that you had to math into real money.
See, I do
feel
know
like
of
that's
I
a
do know
penalty
of
for
this.
playing.
I do know of this because I have played with Spike as a GM, and Spike fucking loves Electrum.
Because we hate it. That's why. If we didn't tell him the truth, he
Thank you,
would
Tania.
not persist with his lies.
You're welcome. And also, I love Electrum. but I have a particular trilogy of books that use it,
Tiana,
and I
you
love
said
it.
you could mute people. Like,
Andrew, you're gonna have to deal with it.
but I don't want to.
Anyways, I shall pass
Anyway.
him the 385 gold and the 1,150 silver carefully.
I'm
Perfect.
sorry, chat. This is what happens when Electrum enters the table.
See, it destroys everything.
Only because of the haters.
All right. Well, Billiard is at your service. Now, are you ready to play?
As ready as I will ever be.
Okay, let me open the thing. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Since you are cheating,
Love
roll
the word cheating.
roll a D100 twice.
Okay. So 96 and 36.
Which number would you like?
This isn't Delta Green, so or Call of Cthulhu. So high numbers on a D100 is good.
Okay.
So 96, I suppose.
Okay. Roll a D100 3 times.
Ooh. Okay. 18, 62, and 55.
18 will get you. And he kind of like, he grabs it, he looks at it, he goes, a potion of greater healing.
Yay!
What would have been a potion of fire breath is now a potion of greater healing.
I appreciate this cheating in my direction. 62.
Okay.
I don't appreciate that it costs 500 gold, but we'll see how it
No.
all pans out.
Okay. 62. You get a spell scroll of 3rd level.
Ooh. What spell is on it, or do I need to give you a moment to look up cleric spells?
A blank scroll.
Random spell generator, 3rd level generate.
Random.
Protection from energy.
Interesting.
Hey, not bad.
Okay. And then finally you got a 55. And that 55 is going to get you. He shuffles around again.
A refund.
You get another potion of greater healing.
You know what? Not gonna complain.
He looked at the 2nd level spell scroll and he went, I don't think she wants that. And brought you another potion. Okay.
I will thank him profusely.
Are you happy?
I am quite happy, thank you.
Excellent. All right. More tokens.
I will step back and gesture at the others. I imagine all of you may want to trade.
Token. I have token. You said find tokens, and I got one.
Then place it in my hand.
He does.
All right. Please roll a D100 twice.
All right. So we got 27 and 82.
Okay. So 27 will get you a trinket that could possibly lead to being a memento to help you progress. However, the 82 will get you a pretty good magic item.
Let's go with the trinket.
Okay, my man. All right.
Let's go with the trinket. Yeah, all right.
Give me a D100.
Okay. All right. 31.
Okay. So he moves his hand around inside. He looks at something. He's like, Ah, here we are. This is, I think, what you want, yes?
Mm.
And he hands you a small porcelain teacup. It is stained with blood.
Mm. He takes off the red cap real quick and dips it in the teacup and puts it back on his head.
It's not filled with blood. There's a blood stain on it.
Right. Little better than none.
Okay. Not the reaction I was expecting, but all right.
What
enjoy
do with this? Why when I hold make me want to put little toe bean up?
Sophie.
Get out.
Okay. Why don't you bring that to the Shadar Kai and have her advise you?
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Is there anyone else? Another token?
I will follow the wild to make sure that he doesn't break that cup on the way over.
That's a very good idea.
If I'm the last one with tokens, Lynn is gonna step forward.
Oh, well, hello there, good mushroom. How can I be of service?
Oh no, am I actually a mushroom?
No, you're not. But it's your hat. Anyway, you have a token.
I have many.
Put it on the table.
I present the display of 5 tokens.
Wow, that is a lot of tokens. How did you get all of these? Never mind. It's probably better I don't know. And he just like gathers them all up, and then he goes, "All right. Are you ready? Go ahead and roll a D100 twice.
1, 2.
Okay, which number will you choose?
Let's take the 81.
81. Okay, give me a D100.
Nothing but 1s and 8s. That's what you're stuck with today.
Wow.
I just need an 11 and an 88, and I'll complete the set. Then I can summon Exodia, the Forbidden One.
Rad.
Okay,
Wow.
he gives you a 4th level spell scroll. What spell is it, you ask? Banishment.
Shit.
Oh, so good.
Oh.
Unless the things we banish get banished to where we are.
Yeah, I'm under the impression you can't banish a Dreadlord. I think that's just against the rules.
Go back to your home realm. They go. And
No.
just show right back up.
Banishment pulls you into a demiplane.
But they're like, but I'm already in a demiplane.
It's a demiplane inside a demiplane, and now you make it all collapse like a bag of holding instead of bag of holding.
I don't think that's how we're supposed to kill him.
Look it up next. I want to know.
Otaku says best worst spell.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, give me another double D100. Okay, what do you choose?
Let's take the 64.
64. Give me a D100.
76.
76. You get the dust of dryness.
Oh.
What happens when you don't wear enough magic lotion?
This is actually kind of gnarly. And I will... There it is for you.
Oh, this is absolutely one of these things where I'm just going to find places to use it.
That's pretty cool.
This small packet contains 1d6 plus 4 pinches of dust. You can use an action to sprinkle a pinch of it over water. The dust turns a cube of water 15 feet on a side into one marble-sized pellet, which floats or rests near where the dust was sprinkled. The pellet's weight is negligible. Someone can use an action to smash the pellet against a hard surface, causing the pellet to shatter and release the water the dust absorbed. Doing so ends that pellet's magic. An elemental composed mostly of water that is exposed to a pinch of the dust must make a Constitution saving throw or take necrotic damage on a failed save or half as much.
That sounds pretty fun, actually. Like, imagine a 15 by 15 by 15 foot cube of water. Just, you grenade smash that thing on the ground, all of a sudden, boom, instant swimming pool.
Actually,
There
I'm
you
gonna go ahead
go.
and roll that D6 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Boom! There you go. Pretty
5,
good.
nice. So you got 9 pinches.
9 shots in the chamber. Okay.
Beautiful. All right, give me another double D100. We're on number 3.
2.
Okay.
Let's take the 40.
Take the 40. 100.
86.
You find a green ribbon designed to be worn as a choker.
I know that story.
Yeah, me too.
I'll note that down. Green ribbon.
Okay. Number 4.
A 1, a 2. We'll take the 8.
Taking the 8. D100.
Nice.
Nice.
69.
You recover a crystal knob from a door.
A knob, you said. I'm sorry.
I didn't say it. I thought it. I didn't
Right
say
there.
it.
Roll the 69.
Tanya's 12 years old today.
Oh.
Utilize a large bed and turn it into a transportation device.
Ha!
It's not exactly a bed knob, but we can.
We're kind
repurpose
of
it.
going to the land of slumber. Land of dreams,
Alright.
anyway.
Okay.
Or
Last one.
1, a 2. We'll take the 78.
Okay.
That last one was number 3.
Not those 4.
Okay.
All right. D100.
68.
Okay. 5th level spell scroll.
Ooh.
All right.
Mm.
The cheating comes through again to be of assistance, and you gain telekinesis.
Yo.
Not the scroll, just gains the ability.
I mean, obviously, Lynn is
Have
already
telekinesis
terrifying.
now. That's freaking rad. You know what, Satyr? You're all right.
Jesus, Kyle.
All right. Do you have everything that will make you happy? If not,
I-
you can always come back and try again.
This is more than enough. I thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Lynn.
All right. Are there any more tokens, or are all the tokens spent?
It's very anticlimactic, but I have one.
One is enough. All right. Bring it in.
Here
All
you
right.
go.
D100 twice.
Yeah, nice.
Ooh.
Another
Ooh.
69.
69 and 95 for those who can't see this.
Oh, boy. All right, what's it gonna be?
Magical holy water potions. Oh, I have to pick one.
Yeah, the 69 or the 95.
We haven't had a 95, so let's go with that.
Okay, 95. Give me 3 D100s.
65, 28, and 49. Do I pick one?
Nope, all of them.
Okay. Oh, okay.
High
Okay.
numbers.
Okay. He gives you 2 potions of healing and a potion of greater healing because he cheats.
Yay! I'll take all the healing. Thank you very much. Somewhere on my list. Oh, maybe not. I will add it. That is if I only have the one token, but thank you very much.
All right. Well, it was still a pleasure for me.
Do you ever, besides tokens, the last merchant, she sort of implied that also did not take money and took tokens, but also maybe would accept other things. Are you of the same mind?
I'm not really sure where you are going with that.
Well, I would need to speak to the others first, but is it on the table, so to speak?
Well, anything is possible.
Firstborn or your first million.
Take my firstborn, please.
I'm going to recommend strongly against any more gambling with memories.
That was not what I was thinking, but I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Drausken. All right. Well, I suppose we should find out what Loraphyra and the Wild are up to. Unless, did you have any tokens, Drausken? I forget.
No.
We didn't get the Mist Talisman, though, so I'm sort of worried.
Yes, you did.
We did? Oh, I'm sorry. I totally missed it. I was busy doing math, I guess.
The Wild got it.
That's why Loraphyra is following him to make sure he doesn't break the teacup.
I thought there was a different thing. Okay, great. Perfect.
There is one thing I'd like to. There is one thing I'd like to check with actually. I'm actually going to. Lynn is going to produce a handful of poppy seeds, which is how she calls over her pet raven, Florian. Florian has the ability to point out mementos that grant wisdom. I'm going to go ahead and show Florian the doorknob and the ribbon.
Interesting. Okay. So that was mainly for the first session, but that's interesting. So let's go with it. Okay. I'm gonna roll some dice on my end.
We love it when we can force the GM to roll dice.
Do we? That's just called combat, and that doesn't work out for us well.
Outside of combat.
Okay. This trinket can grant the doorknob can grant either wisdom or charisma.
Interesting. And the ribbon?
You said Florian can detect if it has anything to do with wisdom, right?
Yes. So I guess if it doesn't have anything with wisdom on it, then nothing.
No.
Okay. I would like to go ahead and I actually have no idea how to attune to a memento.
Well, let's say during your next long rest, you can contemplate it like you would an attunement for a magic item, but there's no limit.
Okay.
And then that way we can deliver to you the memento's memory.
Ah.
Okay. So Drausken, during all of this, you've been looking on with quite a lot of disapproval.
I don't like putting the hands of our provisions and logistics to the whims of fate. So, Goat Fae, is there any place around here that makes use of coin currency?
Well, I suppose that the foodstuffs will take your money. I also believe there is a fellow named Gabriel who will take your money.
And who would that be?
He's a red horned fellow near the foodstuffs.
Oh, wonderful. The feet.
Well, yes.
You
Is
have
that the
any idea
problem?
what he is up to?
No.
So you're going to tell me that a fiend-touched soul is willing to take my money? Would you like to tell me anything else that I already know?
Well, you're kind of old.
Damn.
Snap.
Well,
Sorry,
then,
I'm sorry. You're kind of old.
How old is he?
Did you hear that, Grandpa?
Oh, he's doubling down.
Did you
I'm
hear that,
old enough to know
Grandpa?
a lot of things that someone like you would rather I not.
Okay. Glad to have been of service.
Ah, I can't believe I want the ferry back.
That'd be nice.
I don't know that I do.
Drausken's gonna turn away and head off in the direction of where the Wild and Loraphyra went.
Well,
Very
I guess
good.
we're going. Come along, Lynn.
Well, okay. She was just kind of staring into the crystal doorknob. Like when you look into a prism and you see like your face like 5 times. All right. What's next?
Have question. Where we find Isolde?
When I saw her, when I met her, she was down, basically opposite the food stand.
Need to find her. Have message for her.
I'll take you there once we have completed this.
Completed what? Thought we were looking for next thing to do.
I'm gonna just point at the teacup in your
We'll
hands.
get drink later. Taking care of important things now.
You don't know what this is, do you?
It cup. Cup for blood.
It is a cup that is going to take us to the next place that we're going.
Can fit in cup.
Catman, you are not this stupid.
Catman no. Catman just make a joke.
Is there anything familiar about the cup to me?
So when you look at the teacup, it is a porcelain make, which would have been seen around the Palace of Bones, or possibly the Emerald Gardens, but not among the marketplaces, not among the housing. It is a sign of wealth and status. The make of it is certainly reminiscent of the Cath. It is likely from there.
Oh, what a pristine item. Well, I suppose not so pristine anymore, but these are much like the cups we would use to serve tea in the palace.
Very tiny. You not drink much tea.
You're not supposed to.
Tea not good.
Depends
No,
on
it's
the
just-
tea.
Yi-Ling has opinions about tea.
So you have like a workaday
There's-
mug.
No. See, it's like there's a procession. You don't drink too much of it. It's impolite.
So, why
That's it.
only little bit?
That's what the ceremony demands.
Do we wish to go and speak with my kinswoman about how to use this this memento, or do we understand enough and can we go speak with Isolde?
I mean, we really only have to hold it and concentrate and move together through the mist, yes?
Essentially.
I think we are good. Just do not break it.
No problem. Only break
Do
things
we-
mean to break.
Do we think that perhaps it should go into Lynn's possession since she is most closely tied to a Cath?
No, that is a good idea.
Hmm.
You got the first one, Catman, and now our.
Okay.
Lynn
It's-
takes
That was
the,
easy.
Lynn takes the teacup in her hand, and she's just kind of turning it slowly and feeling its texture on her fingertips, and her just head slowly tilting, almost as she's very, very keenly observing every detail of this teacup.
Drausken's going to pat the Wild on his shoulder. Oh, don't worry about it. You did good.
Hmm. If the wild wants to drink, the wild drinks as much as the wild wants. Not need tiny cup, need big cup. Very
See,
thirsty.
now, on that we can agree.
Hmm. Always knew
Guess-
Drausken smart.
Have to get you a very large drinking horn.
Hmm. Kill very large cow. Take horn. Easy, not complicated.
Or the horn of something more powerful. But that depends on what we face in the future.
Let's
Don't forget-
save our Minotaur hunting for later.
Isolde is this way, shall we?
And
Hmm.
Catman, do not forget, you have a message for Isolde as well.
That's what Wild's saying this whole time.
For the last 2 minutes, yes.
Oh, alright. Well, I was still back there with Drausken. And Lynn.
Loraphyra is just gonna walk off in that direction, ignoring ignoring them.
Away we go.
Away we go.
Someone is going to have to drag Lynn along, who's continuing to stare at this cup, just mesmerized.
Alright,
It's a
here
s-
we go.
It's especially interesting to you as the design outside is floral, and it definitely reminds you of plants that you not only saw but cared for in the Emerald Gardens.
I can still smell the fresh jasmine.
But then it also reminds you of the gravestones leading up to it, and the Jiangxi who attended it, and who would punish those who did not belong. the sweet smell of jasmine soured by the screams of death. Meanwhile, the rest of you approach Isolde's table and passing by Charlotte the Fire Eater, who is practicing her craft, as well as the other sideshow performers milling about and doing their own preparations. The two Shadar-kai flanking Isolde look up at you with dark eyes and furrowed brows.
Which one he sold?
The one who is not Shadar-kai.
You is sold.
Well, I would say, and she points at Drausken, he is sold.
You are right.
This carnival needs new jokes.
What?
Escape.
Don't like old jokes?
I thought that I did not mean any offense. I myself it's my name, and I like to make. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's just literally the last three things people have told me.
You are sorry or you are sold? Which one?
I am Isolde. Yes.
Ah, perfect. Have message for you, Isolde.
What is that?
Back in Tempest, found someone wearing this cloak.
And he kind of tugs on the cloak a little bit.
Told me, deliver message to you, saying, my brother and I, the sword. And then they died. Could not say anything else. What that message mean to you?
Give me just a moment.
No problem. Take all time you need. Have all day.
Actually, we don't.
Fire Eater, very entertaining. Give heartburn to the wild.
I'm afraid that this message doesn't mean a lot to... Where did you say it came from?
Tempest.
And who gave it to you?
Found it. Or, no, not found it. Was told by person wearing this cloak.
Andrew doesn't remember the physical description of the individual.
Okay. It was a Shadar-kai.
Oh, okay. Then I will freely convey any information he could recall about the figure.
That seems familiar to me. Loraphyra, did you notice that I had sent you a message?
Yes. Sorry, I was looking at something else.
Okay.
Kind of like I think I'm standing behind the wild because he's very much that like charge in and do things that kind of person. So just kind of like meet the closest Shadar-kai's eyes and raise an eyebrow very slightly.
You see a bead of sweat go down their forehead, and they purposely avoid eye contact with you.
What did I notice when they started looking nervous? At what point in this shakedown?
As soon as the wild started talking about the message and what it had in it. And then when he started to describe the Shadar-kai, one of them very gently placed a hand on a weapon, sheathed at their side.
Loraphyra will say in Sylvan, "This means much to you, siblings."
In Sylvan, one of them replies, I'm sure we do not know what you mean, and this is best left alone. And
What
then
you saying?
And then Isolde goes, in Sylvan. Why are we speaking Sylvan? And what do you mean by that? And then
Yes, this is very entertaining. Would you like to cue in the rest of the group as to what's going on?
Not at this moment.
So there is like a very awkward silence after Isolde says that. And then she finally stands up suddenly and goes, will someone tell me what is going on?
Many things. I'm very curious what part of it my siblings are loath to discuss.
The cloak is mine, one of them says. This one here.
Sorry, just so you know, Adam, we're not on the map. We can't see anyone that you're indicating.
Oh.
We haven't been on the map this whole time.
Dude, my bad.
That was intentional.
It hasn't mattered, but since you said this one here, I was like,
that was an oopsie moment for,
that is actually
the GM.
important then.
I'll go over to his soul.
So this Shadar-kai here,
Saren, okay.
Saren says that the cloak is his.
Very well. And why are you nearly about to draw blade over this?
Roll insight.
Ugh.
In fact, the rest of you can roll insight if you want, because you can tell something's going on, but Loraphyra is not explaining it.
What is happening?
All right, Loraphyra, you know all of the things. Yi-Ling, you know all of the things. Drausken, you know some of the things. And Lynn knows some of the things.
I love how Loraphyra is like, oh shit, and then has a +10 modifier.
The wild saw butterfly. Everyone knows that the feeling of danger is kind of like present. You start to feel your heart going, even if you're not really sure why. However, Yi-Ling and Loraphyra, you know for sure that cloak does not belong to Saren, because he's definitely lying about that. He's trying to distract from the real issue. The real issue being they did not expect to see this thing again, and they did not want to hear mention of that Shadar-kai specifically. And then Loraphyra, since you rolled particularly high, you know that there's something wrong here, and you know the presence of these two Shadar-kai, Eclipso and Saren. There seems to be undue influence exerted from them on Isolde, who, as you take an even closer look at her, you can tell that she is not Shadar-kai or even a wood elf, but she is an Eladrin. And she is uncharacteristically even-tempered.
Yeah, I wouldn't have pegged her as an Eladrin at all.
No, you wouldn't have. But you can see the physical indications that she is. And even just that brief moment of levity where she told the joke about her name was it seemed uncharacteristic to you, but it was actually perhaps the true characteristic coming through.
The most
Something is
she's
going on
been.
with her mind.
No, I hate that. Okay.
Remind me, because it's been some time, but Isolde is a major player in this carnival,
She's
right?
the captain.
She's like the ringmaster.
Yeah, she is
Yeah.
one of the co-owners of the carnival.
Did it feel like things were going to get violent in her direction?
Or
No.
ours.
They look like they're looking at you guys.
I think Yi-Ling knows something is up, but also knows this is a Shadowkind issue, and her hand like moves to her glaive, but just sort of rests on it, waiting for Loraphyra to make
Loraphyra will very deliberately pull out her amulet, her
Why did turn order?
holy
just
symbol.
Yeah.
That's a great
the
question.
frickin'
Her symbol of the Raven Queen, and look at the two Shadarkai very sternly. You are lying.
Roll intimidate.
Ew.
You can do it.
That's the real you there.
Can I aid?
Okay. Wow.
did
Roll initiative.
There we go.
I help by standing. Oh no! All right,
Uh-oh.
all of us.
Anyone who wants to
Oh.
participate.
I mean, Yi-Ling was ready. May have actually started at this. Sorry.
Here we go.
ooh my
I don't
My
have a
seven-
carnival combat. Shit.
my 7th level barbarian trait gave one of the things it gave me is my instincts are so honed that I have advantage on initiative rolls, which
Yep,
is
you-
neat.
You
That's a
can adjust it afterwards.
First time I've ever done that. I think I actually turned that
Nice,
feature
Glenn.
on. Let's see if it works. Nope, didn't. But there we go.
Like the first one.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
I
boy.
will.
There's Shadowkai Civil War. Here we go.
I did check it in the settings. There's initiative style and you can select advantage, and I did do that. I don't know
Is it
why.
on toggle or on query?
We can figure it out on like
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
it's no
figure it out
big deal.
later.
Okay, so the so Eclipso lashes out with a spiked chain from her hip and strikes at the wild.
Nah.
Nah. Okay. How about 18?
Yeah.
Dexterity save.
It's like NARP or YARP.
Yarp. All right, Dex. Boom.
Okay, Dex save. You are knocked prone
Oh.
and you take 22 necrotic damage.
Ugh.
She then lashes at you again. 17.
Yes. That meets it.
12 piercing.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw. Oh, you are grappled. Since you are a medium or smaller creature, until the grapple ends, you are restrained, and she cannot grapple another target. So she lashes out with a chain. You instinctively move to the side, dodging it. She pulls it back hard in the opposite direction, tripping you from the back. You collapse on the ground at a strange malaise comes over you as you are overwhelmed with feelings of sorrow and darkness. And then she lashes at you again, wrapping the spiked chain around your body and keeping you to the ground.
Okay.
Okay. And then, after she does that, she is going to... Let's see. She is going to shadow jump over here, bringing you with her. Okay. Lynn.
I thought this place was sanctuary.
Guess not.
I don't know what brought this on, but perhaps we could please talk this out.
Roll persuasion.
Or not. I'll be right here.
Drausken.
Drausken is going to draw his sword and move. And blade in hand, he's just coming up to Isolde. Call them off now.
Huh? Stop. Stop fighting. Stop. The Shadarkai do not respond to her.
Okay.
But she seems to want them to stop. She reaches down and grabs a scabbard blade leaning on the table. Loraphyra.
I'm going to look at Saren in front of me and grasp my holy symbol and look Saren in the eyes and say, kneel, as I cast command.
Ooh. All right. Command.
It's a wisdom saving throw, apologies.
Right. I'm just trying to see here. Okay. All right. I need to look something up real fast.
Take all the time you need.
I guess I didn't need to worry so much about getting the Cat's
Okay.
music done today.
All right. I had to make sure of a thing.
Of a thing,
But Saren looks at you with terror, and he goes, and he drops to a knee.
All right.
And making him effectively prone.
Yeah, because grovel didn't seem appropriate, but kneel, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Chris will appreciate that. I command thee kneel.
I command thee kneel.
And
all right.
with them prone, they should have disadvantage on any attacks that they make on me, so I'm going to back up a bit so that I'm not immediately in line of fire of what's going on.
All right. Saren is not going to use their reaction.
All right. That is the end of my turn.
Okay. Let me see. For command, is it just right then and there, or on their turn do they remain in that state?
The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. I didn't realize
on its
that
next turn.
Okay, so they're
right.
So they effectively would drop to a knee on their turn.
Yeah.
And it's effectively grovel. The target falls prone and then ends its turn.
Boom. then in that case, you completely canceled Saren's turn. Well done. Now, it cost you your turn, but you have a numbers advantage, so it's huge.
Also, I am very well aware of how much command can cripple a character.
The Wild, it is your turn.
All right. Can I attempt to break out of this?
Yes, you can. Let me see. Until the grapple ends, the target is restrained and the yeah, so go ahead. Oh, okay, there's the escape DC. Go ahead and roll either acrobatics or athletics.
There you go.
I was going to say, as if we need to ask.
Okay. So
acrobatics.
So you push against this thing, and you can feel the barbs of the spike chain pushing into you, but you're kind of pissed. And you would you like an extra cool effect at a cost?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to take 4 piercing damage.
Great.
However, you completely shatter this chain.
Yes.
Yeah.
You break it into pieces and rip it off your body. And the Shidarkai looks at you like,
I would like to use a bonus action to rage.
I'm actually surprised you didn't do that first, so you would get advantage on the check, but that's cool.
The Wild not thinking clearly.
The Wild in rage. Come on.
The Wild in rage.
I was so angry I forgot to rage.
Like that stillness before the anger.
Oh my gosh.
So, snaps the chain, stands up, or rather, if he was restrained, was he prone?
He was prone, so you have to stand up. You had to use your action to break the chain.
Okay. And
then you raged.
Bonus action to rage. Awesome.
Yeah. So
okay.
Unless you want to move, you're done.
Yeah, I'm good. So he's just like snarling down at Eclipso, and it's about to go down.
Okay. All right. She may have made a mistake. Yi-Ling.
Yi-Ling looks over at Loraphyra. Are we killing them or disarming them?
I would prefer not to kill. I want to know what in the name of the hells is going on.
Great. She just calmly pulls out of her bag of holding her rope and walks over to Saren and ties him up.
Okay. All right. So you have the rope with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me, I don't know, athletics, I guess.
Okay.
It says use rope is no longer a skill. And hasn't been for some time. Okay. So you wrap him up while he's in the kneeling position and tie off to keep him restrained if you can.
She'll hog tie so his like wrists are bound to his ankles so he can't stand up.
All right. Well, he's probably going to try to break out, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I don't know. If that's bonus action and action?
To hog tie somebody? That's an action, my dude.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it was a bonus action or an action to take the rope out of the bag.
Yeah, it's a bonus action for the hog tie. Yeah.
Even if you are a rodeo champion, hog tying takes at least a couple seconds.
The question I was aiming for is he wearing like an obvious weapon that I can disarm him?
Oh, I see. Yeah, so no,
Okay.
he is, but you're not gonna be able to do that at the same time. But if he can't use his hands, it doesn't matter. Okay.
All right, that's it's right there. All right, one down, one to go.
Okay, so this one no longer has the spiked chain, so that's bad. And so
that's
she
first on the list.
is going to disengage, and then she is running straight into the mist. Oop.
Well, all right then.
Lynn.
The wild is just screaming at her.
I'm really glad that the wild isn't chasing prey into the mist again.
Honestly,
Hey,
me too.
it's not his turn yet. It's not his turn yet. You don't know what's going to happen.
Lynn is just going to crouch down and clutch at her hat until this is all over.
Valid.
Very good. You have an inspiration point. All right, Drausken.
What? I go for hug time? Okay. It's fine.
Drausken is going to step over. Does Yi-Ling have her glaive handy?
I mean, she didn't pull it fully since she said kill or no kill, but she has it. Yeah, you can pull it off her back if you know how to do it properly.
I mean, I would assume he probably does.
Or has worked it out from the many times that we've seen her pull it.
Right. Essentially, Drausken wants to retrieve Yi-Ling's glaive, either by her handing it to him or taking it from her back if possible, and is going to basically spike it into the ground behind the now hog-tied Shadar-Kai.
Okay. All right, you roll Intimidate. And I'll give you advantage.
I'm not really looking to intimidate him. I'm looking to keep him from being able to run away.
So you're stabbing him?
No, I'm putting it in the ground. His arms are tied behind his back, right?
Okay, so you're trying to create a stake where he
Precisely.
cannot escape. I see. All right. I thought you were like
that was
going...
a little unclear from the description.
Yeah, I was like,
Apologies.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yes.
like more of a threatening gesture.
No, he's
Okay.
going to stake it into the ground behind the Shadar-Kai to keep him from running away.
In that case, roll athletics. Okay, very good.
And once it's in the ground, he's going to hold it, so it's
Right.
not just like flopping in the wind.
you're claiming that afterward.
The fact,
Loraphyra.
that your hand went out of focus while doing that just makes that funnier.
Drausken gives Yi-Ling a look of like, now's not the fucking time.
The gift from her father.
She doesn't even remember training with her father anymore. She'll be fine.
Wow. Loraphyra
Hey, you
is
sold that
Kinda.
memory.
Loraphyra is going to move to put herself
Not that
between Saren and Lynn, and look at Saren and say, "It would be best for you to surrender."
Intimidate?
Am I intimidated? I'm honestly like.
Calling for a surrender is like a in-book example of using
I mean,
intimidate.
I guess, but like it's more of the my guy. You're in such a bad situation.
I mean, that's what intimidating kind of is.
I was going to give him advantage, so you can have it.
Oh,
So you can roll again.
thank you.
Okay. Because given the circumstances, he's got good reason.
He is surrounded
allow.
and alone and tied up. Like this is a good situation to use your brain, my guy.
Okay. So Saren goes, I will not fight back. I surrender.
Good. That is wise.
But will the wild be wise? The wild, it is your turn.
So, the wild is seething. And he stares at the mist, and his eyes are like almost popping out of his head. His hair is standing on end, and he's just freaking bristling. He turns around and stares at the other Shadar-Kai, and he stomps over, grabs the underside of the table and just flips the thing completely out of the way and stomps right up to him, gets down low and puts his paws like right around, like on his shoulders and like kind of around his neck, and goes,
Talk, or make your friend come back, or I put you in that fire.
and he points at the big old bonfire right there.
All right, go ahead and roll intimidate, advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, 14. All right, so he looks pretty done. He looks scared. And he is not fighting, so that will let Yi-Ling make one last choice on her turn, but otherwise we'll end combat.
Cool.
She just lays a hand on his shoulder and gets real close. I think you should tell her whatever she wants to know. That's it.
Maybe I still put you in fire.
No, that would not be necessary.
It could be fun.
Let us perhaps wait a little on that fun, Catman. And
Feeling patient.
am I correct in we're out of combat now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So Loraphyra will come over to him and like crouch down so that they're eye to eye. Right. So why don't you start from the beginning? And if you try to mess me about, I will let him throw you in the fire.
Of course.
Good.
Of course. We have taken control of the carnival due to the commands of Our Lady.
I was not informed of this.
Compartmentalization.
Stop using big words.
Can I insight that or
Yeah,
or
go ahead.
Okay.
Drausken like glances back and
Ooh.
grunts.
Gross.
So, hold on a sec. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the term Our Lady intentionally open-ended.
Yeah.
He wants you to assume he means the Raven,
Raven Queen.
But he haphazardly gives up that he has a lady that he is answering to.
I'll look at him and say, your lady is whom?
Please.
Brother, do not do this.
I can't say.
Can't or won't?
Horrible things will happen if I say.
Horrible things will happen if you do not.
Horrible things to you personally or to someone else? Is your lady holding someone hostage that you care about?
No. But they'll do things to me, and I wish not to die.
I think you have a rather more immediate problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because please understand, I am this close to letting him throw you into the fire repeatedly, and it will not be fast.
More than one throw into fire.
Well, you make a good point. Her name is... She tries to struggle against the binds and fails. Shit.
Mm-hmm. I
So
do.
whatever.
She is an archfey. That is all I can say.
That makes the wild perk up a bit.
That makes Loraphyra glance over at Isolde.
Isolde looks totally confused. She's like, an archfey? Why would an archfey be interested in this carnival?
That is an excellent question, as the Shadowfell is diametrically opposite. Not opposed, but opposite.
But I am not of the Shadowfell.
Are you of the Feywild?
I think I must be. Right? Isn't that where my people are from?
You are a Ladrin. That does not necessarily mean anything.
Are you okay, Isolde?
Your memories have been messed with, haven't they?
What were we talking about?
I see. I'm gonna look Saren in the eyes. Have you messed with her memories, or was that our friend who ran into the mist?
No, that is magic beyond both of our capabilities.
Who is messing with her mind?
Again, I am forbidden from saying the name, but it is an archfey of great power. Someone who would have been interested in the goings-on in Tempest. Someone whose incantation you took from there.
Why don't you spell it out for us?
And that is her cloak.
Do you mean Lorinda?
It is not Lorinda's. Someone even more ancient. Someone much, much more powerful. The true queen of the fairies.
Do they reside in the mists?
They do wander everywhere.
How do you talk to her?
She will come on occasion, visit.
Come here.
And when you look at Isolde, she's like, I don't remember meeting anyone of... And then her nose bleeds.
All right. I'm gonna toss a handkerchief in her at her. If Drausken catches it and helps her with that, somewhat great. But I may mean at Isolde because I don't want Drausken to be distracted.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Save me?
Yes, you.
Couldn't be. Sorry.
Also, possibly the wild.
This is some Fey bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
So worried.
Okay. Isolde flashes her blade from her scabbard, swinging it towards Saren. The Wild, you catch this movement and you realize what's about to happen. You can let it happen, or you can try to intervene.
I, still having Saren by the lapels, I just shift so her sword hits me in the back instead, and then he whips his head around at her and just roars right in her face. And I'm going to use Daunting Roar. So that's going to
be...
That is
really interesting. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh no,
This could be very, very good.
So, 8, 4, and then proficiency. So 8, 15. DC 15.
You have some sort of reaction, Dane?
Okay. So you take 11 slashing and 5 fire damage from the sword.
Okay.
And as the sword pierces through your flesh, you feel an even greater rise in anger than you normally feel. But not only that, but lust for blood. The desire for murder and death. The more wild part of the Wild screams to be let out.
Okay.
So anyway, you let out this roar, and it's much more effective than you had realized. Can you go ahead and give me the link as to the ability that you're using?
It's, how do I do that?
I think there's a little.
I just
little
copied
bubble.
it straight up.
It's the little speech
there
bubble.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to say she outright fails it.
Okay.
And because I mean, actually, I want the rest of you around this area to roll this save.
It's a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, I want everyone to roll a wisdom saving throw who's not the Wild.
That makes perfect sense.
Lynn, you are so terrified of the Wild right now.
Wow.
Drausken, you're fine.
Respect.
Yeah.
Loraphyra is fine.
Dane's got a finger up.
Yeah.
So Drausken's been staring at Isolde this entire time.
Yeah.
So the second she makes any kind of aggressive action, he's going to take her down.
All right. You want to roll athletics?
Sure.
Dane, bring your mic closer to your face, dear.
Okay.
Better. If you don't respond to gestures, I will just say it.
I can barely see you, honestly. So.
Aww. Ooh, her strength good.
Damn.
There it is. So she's not really fighting you, but you run over to grab her and you try to take her down, but she doesn't go down. She stands still.
Inches from her and has been ever since the interrogation started.
Yeah. Okay, but still, dramatic things happen. And yeah, you're on her, but she's incredibly strong. And much more than her frame would suggest. And when you look, since you're right up on her, you're looking dead into her eyes. She looks like she doesn't know what's happening. She looks scared and confused.
Can I grapple?
No, because she is stronger. She overcame your ability to grab her.
The first time, yes. But what about the second time?
Oh, we're in a 2nd round?
I'm not just going to let her flail swords around at my allies. He's in full fight mode now. He is going to neutralize her or die.
Okay.
We back in initiative.
Roll initiative.
Hell.
Sorry. It just. No, that's much better this time for me.
So many things I have to click between. Oh, good. I actually have cleric initiative this time.
All right. Did everybody roll?
Lynn is not entering combat.
Very good. That makes sense. Saren is going to try his binds. And so he is going to... Let's see. Oh. He struggles and makes it worse. His face is like in the grass now, and he's like turning over in a weird way. Like you're not sure what his idea is here. Let's see. Isolde pushes Drausken away if she can. Go ahead and give me an athletics again. Ooh,
I swear, this is the thing I'm supposed to be best at in the game.
Well, I actually clicked the wrong button, and she is not supposed to have that extra 3. So you're 9 wins.
Woo!
And
well, rolls all around.
so she tries to push kick you towards the mist, and you kind of push the foot to the side, opening up her stance. And then she swings with the sword at you, but only has 1 attack left. I don't think a 16 hits you.
That does.
Oh.
Not wearing his armor.
I'm completely unarmored.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did mention that. 9 slashing and 2 fire.
Carnival was supposed to be safe.
And then $15 additional radiant damage as she channels a divine smite into you.
Oh, she's a paladin and has her mind taken over. That bode's interesting.
And after she does that, she's like, I'm sorry, I can't stop it. Drausken, your turn.
Okay. Drausken is not putting up with this. He has, in his mind, been betrayed and deceived by someone he believed was safe. And that doesn't sit well with him. And he has that moment again where he sort of exhales and all emotion leaves his face as he just steps forward and reaches for her throat.
Okay. All right, we're doing another strength standoff then?
Unfortunately, yeah, because she's probably going to keep kicking his ass, but...
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Cold rage.
Yes! Cool.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. You grab her by the throat, and she starts choking.
He steps up, grabs her, and then pulls around to just wrap his arm around her neck.
Okay. Put her in the sleeper.
He probably didn't think of it like that, but yeah, essentially.
A chokehold.
Okay. Yi-Ling.
Yi-Ling is going to grasp her glaive and pull it out so the Saren is no longer anchored in place, because she is frightened of the wild, I believe. And she's going to grab Saren by the collar and start dragging him backwards.
I mean, I've like got him right by the front of the shirt.
Are you still holding him after you've been slashed by Isolde?
Yeah, he just whipped his head around.
He hasn't been able to do anything yet.
Right.
Okay. Well, if I start pulling, maybe you can let go. I don't know if I have to wait for your turn for that. It is next. But she is going to attempt that and, yell out, "She's been possessed! Someone undo it!"
The wild, do you willingly let go?
Not a chance.
Okay,
Sorry.
then both of you need to make an athletics roll.
Okay.
Not his best day.
Raging.
Oh, that's right.
Oh!
Rollies?
Okay, so here's what happens. So you're grabbing this guy, and you're both pulling on him, and then you hear a pop. And he goes, "Oh!" as you dislocate his femur from his hip.
Why wasn't his clothes just ripped?
You got 19 in athletics.
We're both holding his clothes,
I don't know.
not his
The
body.
wild just looks at his face and goes,
Well, I guess he won't be running.
Nope, he's not going anywhere. And he is in a world of pain. At this point, the fire is sounding nice.
Well, bonus action, click my boots of speed. So hopefully the wild will let go soon. That's it.
Okay, so you guys are like monster truck pulling this guy in between. He's like, ah!
Has anyone else seen Furiosa? Because that's what it's making me think.
Like, ends her turn with, "Go fight the real threat."
Okay, the wild, what do you do?
we're gonna heave him up. And just
now sorry, go ahead.
snarling into his face. Just go, last chance.
I'm not doing it.
And let's see. We're gonna throw an intimidation check his way.
Yeah, okay. All right. Right, 23 beats the 5 I was setting. So
Oh my god. I was like, this is probably not gonna be great. And then it like,
okay. Man literally faints and passes right out.
Valid.
just drop him on the ground. And then just turns, whips around to his soul, and using his second attack action, he will he's gonna try to just slam bodily into her to hopefully like because he's been hearing the yelling and clearly something's
Well, right now
crazy.
she is in a full-on chokehold by Drausken.
Oh.
So if you try to knock her down, he's probably gonna go down.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Or is he?
Or is he?
He's in just a savage blood rage at this point. So
Well.
he's just gonna use his 2 remaining attacks and just claw.
Yeah, Isolde.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ignore the hunter's mark. So 15 and 24.
Okay, so you are doing reckless.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So the 24 hits.
Okay. Oh, and here's red cap. For whatever that's worth.
Okay. Loraphyra.
Let me again.
It looks like your companions might try to kill Isolde.
I'd really prefer for that not to happen.
I would too, for whatever that's worth.
So I'm gonna move around
It's a
behind
runaway train.
Isolde, like kitty corner to all the rest of her companions, including indeed the kitty.
I was gonna say that's my corner.
And I want to reach out and put both hands on her with my holy symbol glowing and cast Remove Curse. As I say quietly, this is not you. You are not doing this. Fight back. Let me help you.
I need you to give me a caster check.
Okay. I'll just use Guiding Bolt. I've had good luck with that one.
Okay.
And you continue to do
27!
so.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! If you counterspell this one, Adam, I swear to God, I'm leaving this call.
No, Adam's over there like, how do I handle this? Do we have to take a break? Did they just undo the BBEG?
No. But I'm actually overjoyed in a way. I'm impressed because now I get to do something interesting. Because you should not have been able to.
Wonderful.
Wow.
As you feel that this enchantment is done by a very powerful spellcaster. Something that is beyond you normally, but maybe not beyond the Raven Queen.
And I will slam every inch of my connection with the Queen into this as I just stare at Isolde and like, you've got to push back. Come on, you can do this.
So you almost see, actually, I'm not even going to say almost, you see into a vision as you break through the curse. And you see what looks like a young woman in a dress and an oversized hat with a long stem turn towards you. And then her eyes gleam. And then you are pulled back into the present as the enchantment is broken. But you have gained the notice of whoever this is.
Oh, goody. Another character who's being focused on by an archfey. Thanks. Fuck.
You just have a way about you, I guess.
This is the Fey realm, so I suppose that is
I feel like
fitting.
exactly the same thing happened in Blood and Thunder where you broke something you weren't supposed to be able to break.
Yeah.
I feel like exactly the same thing happened.
It was very close. Not quite,
Yeah.
but it was the only time divine intervention has ever worked for a character of mine.
Right. But but you don't die this time. Instead,
Fuck yeah.
the Raven Queen's power is what is lent to you. And the enchantment breaks.
Okay.
And the name becomes clear in your mind.
Oh, give it to me.
I'm going to whisper it.
Okay.
Ah. long as it's not Tasha again.
You're right. Okay. And I will immediately, instinctively grab that name and just burrow it down into my consciousness as deep as possible. I don't want it immediately accessible if anyone is trying to read my mind. Immediately
Okay.
just like burrow it down just as deep as it can go.
Okay.
But and then I'll look at the others. Stand down, stand down. She's no longer an enemy. Stand down.
Saren is going to relax in his spot. I'm standing down. Oh, God.
I thought he was passed right out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. Yeah, I
He should
forgot.
be faint.
He's napping.
If someone faints for too long, that's actually a really, really bad sign.
It's a very bad sign.
Isolde drops her sword and she clutches your arm with both hands, Drausken, and then she just lightly taps.
Does the triple
What does
tap?
Drausken do?
Drausken is going to slowly, very slowly, turn to look at Loraphyra. He does not relax his grip on her neck. And he just like stares intensely at Loraphyra,
She will stare.
waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
She will stare back with all of the power of the Raven Queen mantled about her shoulders for a second. Stand down.
Ma'am. And he just throws Isolde onto the ground.
She starts to cough and gasp. And she looks up and goes, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. Did I hurt anyone?
Drausken immediately retrieves her sword from the ground, keeping it out of her arm's reach.
Valid.
Drausken, give me a wisdom saving throw.
The wild is still like full on raging right next to her, by the way.
Yeah, once Loraphyra sees that Drausken has at least stood down for the moment, she will turn all of her attention to the wild. Catman, hear me. Stand
I don't
down.
know 100% that he can.
If she sees that he's not, she will put herself between Isolde and him.
Still an initiative.
Okay, I guess we're still in initiative. All right.
Just the
So-
question.
Okay.
Well, you had said that this rage was like even like orders of magnitude more than what he normally is in. So I'm imagining like he's got blood thundering in his ears and like he's just seeing red.
Yeah, if Isolde has been thrown, I imagine she's a little bit past me, and if so, I'm gonna like put myself between her and the wild on 5 foot nothing against what is he, 7 foot something? I always make short characters. We know those.
Okay. So
Oh, sorry, she's
Drausken,
5'6".
for just a moment, there is this sort of tidal wave of negative emotion that comes over to you as Loraphyra is acting like your commander, but you have worked under a much more experienced commander for a much longer time. And there is a certain contempt and disdain that you have for just a moment, and then you push it away. And you remember that Loraphyra is your ally, and that you shouldn't really compare anyone with her, the one that you know I speak of, because that would be to honor the horrifying things that she's done. Not Loraphyra, but you know who. So you have a moment, and then you push that rage back in, and you begin to calm. Loraphyra is your friend. She is your ally. And she is not, you know who. Yi-Ling, what do you do?
How long does the frightening last? For the wild's daunting roar.
I'm going to say you're still feeling it.
That's
but
what
you
I
can
think.
make a wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Okay. So she is going to kneel down next to Sharon, putting her and be like, your lady's power is broken now. I suggest you be more forthcoming. And then she's gonna grab his hip and put it back in.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Well, he's awake now.
Yeah, he's awake now.
By the way, that I'm looking it up. It lasts until the end of my next turn from having used it.
So I'm no longer okay. Perfect. Yeah. So she sees that he's calming down. She starts to come down. Then she hurts this man in a way that's helpful.
That's helpful. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta
the
hurt
wild,
people to help them.
What do you do?
So Isolde's still right in front of me.
No, she's
Loraphyra's interposed herself.
She's like right here at the moment, yeah.
So he'll
kind of forgot about the map.
He'll march up to Loraphyra since she's interposing herself. And only because it's fitting in the situation, he's gonna try to grapple Loraphyra and lift her up off the ground. And if he can, he's gonna toss Loraphyra to the side and march toward Isolde.
All right, let's do opposed athletics again.
All right.
Yeah, this is not going to work out in my favor.
I'm sorry.
Nat 20, here we go.
Oh,
No,
God.
he got the
Wrong
nat
one.
20.
Wrong
way.
You did not specify. You did not specify.
Okay. Right after you do that, I want you to also make a wisdom save.
Mine? Me?
Yes, you.
Okay.
So you toss Loraphyra out of the way, your ally, and you move right. Oh, sorry, that's Drausken. You move right into Isolde, and Loraphyra collapses on the ground with more force than perhaps you had intended.
I mean, he's being pretty reckless, so I don't know
Okay.
if intent even comes into it.
So you rolled a high enough wisdom to maybe make you realize that you have been overly aggressive with a friend.
Okay.
But you may continue as you desire.
Sure. As Loraphyra hits the ground, he looks back at Isolde, and he's still seething. And anyone looking at the wild can almost see the rage as like a palpable sort of energy, sort of like looking at a heat haze coming off hot pavement, where everything is kind of shimmery around him, and everything on him is just heaving, and he starts like looking down at Isolde, and he's like shaking, and his claws are out, and you start seeing his back and his shoulders contracting, and he's like pulling his head down and like almost shaking against himself. and then he just starts and starts almost trying to wrestle himself down, and he finally manages to and just stops himself with his hands like right above Isolde, and he closes them into fists, and he closes his eyes and just starts breathing like super heavily through his nose, and he just takes us one step back.
Loraphyra, you have the last action. You have the last say.
All right. She will stand up from where she went tumbling, wiping blood out of the corner of her mouth as she stands up and looks around at the group. She is not our enemy. I know who is. Everyone take a moment. Take a breath. Our fight is not here. And then she'll turn and spit out a mouthful of very oddly colored blood.
And that is where we will take a break.
Whoa. That was bananas, okay?
What is
happening? Crap.
I don't know, but I don't think we're getting to a path tonight.
Just sitting over there like...
It's supposed to be a safe space, Adam.
Okay, well, we will be back very shortly, friends. Go refill your drink, stand up, stretch, shake out all of the adrenaline, because I know I certainly need to.
Oh my god.
And we'll be back very shortly. Stick with us. Holy shit. Hi, everyone. We're back. And now it's everyone's problem.
Round
great.
2. Let's do this.
Oh, we were talking a lot backstage, so to speak, about all of this. And hi, welcome back. We're back. Adam, over to you.
Okay, so Isolde gets up from the grass, still kind of catching her breath, and she says, "I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. I can't even remember what happened to me." This man here, I don't know him. Pointing at Saren. Who are you? What did you do with me?
Her. No, Saren's male.
And
No,
yeah, Isolde female. Saren male.
It's hard to tell unless you get like real close.
Eclipso female.
And gone.
But also they're elves, so it's whatever. So do you know what's going on? Looking at Loraphyra.
A little. Not as much as I would like, but you were under influence of a very powerful entity.
But why me?
I suspect it is because you are part owner of Carnival.
I don't understand, but perhaps it will come to me. Everything feels very fuzzy, and I'm having trouble thinking straight.
You should go get some rest.
She approaches you, Loraphyra, and she just lightly touches you on the arm and says, whatever it was, thank you. Yes, Dane?
When Isolde moves towards Loraphyra, Drausken's going to extend an arm out to stop her, unless Loraphyra gives him the okay.
She'll glance at Drausken and give him a quick nod.
And then he'll drop his arm and let her go past.
So who has her sword right now?
Drausken.
Or Drausken has it. That's right. I need that back. Please.
He'll take the sword off his shoulder, hand it to her.
Thank you. And
if any of us taste that blade again, you will die on it.
I promise that. Yes. Yes, of course. And perhaps it would be better if you did.
Go get some rest. When we know more, I will speak to you again.
Thank you. I'm glad the Raven Queen sent you. Because whoever's behind this, well, we'll need powerful allies.
Yeah.
Unless she disappears into the big top.
Loraphyra will rub her temple, closing her eyes for a moment, remembering the glint in those eyes as they looked at her in the vision. And anyone who is close enough to observe will see that her hand is shaking a little bit.
Lynn has been sitting in the grass, clutching the sides of her face. Her claws are actually digging, and she's bleeding a little. As she's just eyes darting from person to person, to the wild, to Drausken, to Loraphyra, to Saren on the floor. It's just, so is it over?
What happened?
It should be over, Loraphyra says, looking directly into Drausken's eyes. At least for the moment. I can't tell if Dane has frozen or if he's just that good at holding his face still.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Drausken gives just like the slightest nod in Loraphyra's direction.
All right. Then for the moment, it is over. Catman, are you yourself again?
What happened? Where
Let's-
are the other elfy person?
In the mists. With no one to retrieve them.
Ran away.
Into the mists. That is a very dangerous endeavor if you do not have a memento.
The wild wouldn't know.
No, you would not, because we made sure to get you rapidly.
I thought we were just delivering a missive, and then suddenly everyone began drawing swords.
Well, there's something else at play here. Shake Saren. Are you going to tell us more now?
He looks over at Loraphyra. She knows.
Yi-Ling also looks over at Loraphyra. What
The
was he
wild
talking
will
about?
also look over at Loraphyra.
Spare me.
Drausken is still staring at the wild.
Spare me the sin. Spare me the punishment. Tell them yourself.
Tell who ourself?
You know the name.
I do. So then, what shall we do with you, emissary of the lady? You are not to be trusted here. Isolde is no longer under your lady's dominion. And you... what will you do?
Banish me to the mists. I don't know where I will go. And perhaps she will not know either.
How did you turn away from the Raven Queen to serve this other?
Clarity.
Explain.
The Raven Queen is mad. Broken. She is a far cry from who she used to be. I watched her rise, and I watched her deteriorate.
Instead of staying by her side and helping her, you turned away from her?
Yes,
You are a coward and a traitor. I have seen what you have seen, as you well know. And I do not give in to despair or seek another liege.
then you will follow the Raven Queen until her madness leads to your doom.
I will follow the Raven Queen to wherever she leads, and I will seek to restore her. Coward. She has done no less for us.
Do you think she cares about you?
I don't care. That is not what loyalty is about.
What is it about?
Drausken is going to suddenly kind of shake his head, look up at the wild, We will have words later. I need some air. And is going to quickly move away from the conversation.
The wild will actually follow him.
Loyalty is my ruler, right or wrong. If right to be kept right, if wrong to be set right. That is loyalty.
It's blindness.
I see clearer than you do.
It's desperate need to belong somewhere. I'm a coward, but you're pathetic.
Yi-Ling will knock the butt of her glaive into his hip that she just put back in.
Ah, bitch.
You do not get to call anyone pathetic. Even if she is mad and broken, you should have stayed to help. You should not have willfully worked against her, because that is not what good people do.
You're not even one of us.
But
She has no care for you. She's brought you here to do her bidding, and then she'll discard you.
Perhaps so. But I was already dead. So, I get another chance to do something good and great. And unlike you, I will not turn away from helping someone.
All you are doing is giving a conqueror a greater kingdom.
What were you doing? Taking over the carnival sounds like conquering to me. Taking over someone's mind sounds like conquering to me.
I suppose so.
We'll leave your sentence up to Loraphyra, but know that if it were up to me, you would be dead.
Well then, blind disciple of the conquering, what shall become of me?
For a cowardly traitor, the mists are too good for you. Yi-Ling, may I see your blade? And she
You will hold it out.
and Loraphyra will, if you will allow, cut Saren's throat and let him bleed out there on the grass. Watching every second of it.
You watch as Saren's incredibly long lifespan all lead to this moment. And eventually, the light of life leaves his eyes, and he is nothing but a corpse.
Yi-Ling looks at Loraphyra. I guess we were in agreement then. Takes back her glaive. Starts cleaning it off.
I reckon that will happen more often than you think. Will you help me dispose of the body into the mists? If someone is out there trawling the mists, perhaps they will find it, and it will be a message.
Are you going to tell us about this other lady?
As much as I can.
Very well.
I know
She'll just
very, very little, but as much as I can.
More than I know now. So she'll just have the body like it's nothing after putting her glaive back in her sling.
And when Yi-Ling goes to throw the body, Loraphyra will go to where Lynn is. Lynn?
I have woken into a nightmare.
Unfortunately, the waking world is very often cruel.
I don't need to remind you.
I am sorry you had to see that.
What then of our mission? What then of the domains?
Well, the immediate threat to Carnival has been removed, and Isolde will, I think, recover in time, now that she has the opportunity to do so. One spy is dead, the other fled into the mists. And until we know more, our mission continues. If you are still willing.
Is it true? When this is all undone, your lady will be done with us.
I don't think so. But he was right about one thing. She is broken. Badly so. I am hoping that we are able to recover enough of her memories across the domains to help bring her back to herself, to who she was.
And who was she before this?
A queen whose only crime was trying to save her people out of the crossfire between Loth and Corellon. And for that she was punished.
How does that make her any different than the Dreadlords? Plucking the dead where they lie to do her bidding?
It is a fair question. I suppose the only difference at this time is that she has not created a domain as the Dreadlords have. Although,
No.
I suppose one could argue the entire Shadowfell is her domain.
And those that we reclaim?
We'll return to her.
All right, so the Wild, you catch up with Drausken, who's having a moment beside all of the sideshow performers who are practicing their trade and outside near the bonfire. Aoife is there as well, just watching them.
That's just where I stopped. Drausken would have kept moving, in all
Well,
honesty.
Where was he going?
Probably to about here.
Okay, so on the edge of the mist.
Correct.
All right.
What words, Drausken?
To be perfectly honest, I was going to chew you out, and I was going to threaten you, and I was going to be quite unkind to you. But it seems that I have lost the stomach for that with the recent turn of conversation. So suffice to say, be careful in the future to not harm our allies.
What
when we need
happened?
them. What happened. What happened was you went wild. You attacked and refused to stop.
Attacked
Fortunately,
enemies.
you attacked Loraphyra.
What?
Indeed. Picked her up, hurled her across the lawn. Fortunately for you, you had the good sense to regain yourself before I made it there to you.
Did not know.
I suspect it may have had something to do with the blade that Isolde carries. You lost control when it struck you, and when I picked it up moments later, I was seized with a rage of my own.
Felt strange. Not like normal. Saw red. Couldn't help. The wild is sorry.
And he actually looks down like he's not quite sure how, if he's saying those words right. They feel super strange coming out of his mouth. But he does look like he actually does feel genuine regret.
Drausken's gonna turn around and walk up just face to face with him. Sort of looks him over for a couple moments. I know you are. I know a thing or two of regret. So he kind of reaches up, claps him hard on the shoulder. Let's see to it doesn't happen again. We protect our friends, right?
Right. Will do best. Try not to get hit by strange sword again. Really
I
pissed me
appreciate
off.
That. Oh, I understand. I wanted to wring her neck.
She had it coming.
That wouldn't have ended the way we wanted it to.
Yeah. We figure out.
Sometimes, strangely enough, violence isn't the answer.
But most times is answer.
Oh, definitely, most times.
Definitely.
For
Adapt
real,
and
for real.
survive is nature way. Do what have to do, move on. It okay. Problem dead, problem can't come get you. Unless Raven Queen make it come back and get you.
You know, Wild, sometimes I envy that simple focus of life that you have.
It nice. You try sometime. The Wild give you lesson. Teach you. Simple thinking. Better way.
Tell you what, you teach me how to live life simply. I'll teach you how to fight smart. I think we'll do all right.
That deal.
He sticks out a big old paw.
Drausken will reach up and grasp it.
All right.
Somehow, friend, I feel a lot better. I appreciate it.
The Wild feel better too. Thank you, friend Drausken.
Thank you.
And he'll thump him on the
Friend
back
Wild.
real good too.
Oh.
right,
Not good.
Lynn, let's go back to you.
And is it safe to say that we'll head back to the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is Lynn doing right now?
Struggling to pull herself back to her feet.
Yi-Ling
This has all
reach down.
been overwhelming.
Yi-Ling will reach down and
She
help
was
her up.
already mustering whatever willpower she could string together to return to her home, but now she's facing the revelation of there being something else at work here. That the Raven Queen may not deliver what she promised. That the nature of everything that she has already barely come to understand may not even be as it seems.
So Yi-Ling and Loraphyra, you both see her struggling more than usual. And she looks like she's almost in a panic.
Yi-Ling helps her to her feet. Sort of puts her hands on Lynn's shoulders. Lynn, may I ask you a question?
I don't know.
Look at me, Lynn. In Tempest, you showed great bravery. You did not back down from all the things we faced there. Why was it different here?
Perhaps that too was a dream. A dream of courage, a dream of fleeting hope. It's gone now.
Hope may be fleeting. That is why we chase it. It was not a dream what you did there. It is not the dream where we are now. This may be the most reality that you've ever experienced.
And what if we were wrong?
About what?
About Tempest, about the Raven Queen, about everything.
Perhaps we are wrong about it. But we were brought back. We were brought back together. And we agreed to do something.
We
Your
were, but
parents...
not the Wainwrights. What if we had simply left them to dream? Instead, we consigned them to oblivion.
We do not know that they are consigned to oblivion.
We do not know that we are not consigned to oblivion.
No, we don't. But we can try to find out. My parents came from very, very different worlds. But what was same for them both and brought them together was that before anything else is family. And then there is your tribe. And maybe we don't know the reasons. Maybe we don't know what happens next. But we are something of a family now. And we are of the Raven Queen's tribe. And all we need to do is do our best and try to help as many as we can. Not everyone can be saved. And that is ever the case, whether in domains or elsewhere. But we will do our best for each other. But right now, that is what we have. I promised I will do my best for you.
You couldn't. You don't know that you can keep that.
I can always promise to do my best. Can't promise it will work, but I will always do my best. Will you join me in this? Moves her hands down from her shoulders to take Lynn's hands in her own, very gently. Will you be my sister?
Lynn's head lowers as he can sort of just feel the strength leaving her. She says, "The thought of that terrifies me."
It's all right. I'm also scared. But we're stronger together, and things are less frightening when someone is by your side.
So the wild and Drausken walk up, and all 5 of you are collected in the same place.
Drausken looks down at the ground, looks around. I've seen a lot of execution grounds in my day. Seems that you couldn't find agreement with our friend.
I learned what I needed to.
The Wild's gonna walk over real quick to where they had executed Saren. He's gonna get down real low. He's gonna take off his hat and just dab it in the blood. And then he's gonna stand up and step back.
I'm glad you thought of it, because I was thinking it too, but
Never miss an opportunity.
He was a coward and a traitor.
are you saying that because you believe it, or because it was against the Raven Queen that he had turned?
What's the difference?
Run against your tribe, Drausken. That makes you a traitor.
I suppose it does.
Drausken, you've heard that word traitor get thrown out around a lot in your time. What else can you say?
Let's collect our things. I wish to quit this place.
Aye.
Loraphyra,
Lynn?
do you suppose it is yet time to dispense of these secrets?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you suppose it is time to dispense of these secrets?
How so? Or are you asking that I tell you what I know?
I might not know what I'm looking at through my own eyes isn't a dream or is, but I do know that you have been speaking in riddles.
I truly have not been trying to.
There is one thing you know that we do not. Let us go to the tent, and you may tell us.
I will tell you what I can. One thing that I do know is a true name, and that is not something to be thrown around. Ever. Stop it.
Can you write it down?
Absolutely not.
I see. Well, then give us the nickname and tell us what you know.
That I can do.
She'll, still holding one of Lynn's hands, she'll turn away and start walking towards the tent.
Rhymes with freaking Voldemort.
Going back to the
The
tent.
chat.
Loraphyra will sit on one of the cots, knees tucked, or sitting crisscross applesauce, looking very pensive.
Chat, what's a good nickname for Loraphyra to use?
I know what nickname I'm giving.
Oh, okay.
Unless I come up with something better than what I have in mind. It will not be Voldemort because fuck that turf.
Yeah.
So, Drausken was in his own world on the way back to the tent, but I'm curious if anybody spotted anything on the way.
I did. Lynn was in no state to pay any mind to it.
I probably
I see
noticed.
it.
I don't care.
I didn't see, but also if Drausken was in front of Yi-Ling, she's mostly paying attention to Lynn and Loraphyra and decidedly not looking at the wild.
Ooh.
All right, you snag it.
Yeah.
Scruff it. Scruff it real
Right on.
good.
Yoink.
Oh,
Grab
did
it,
you get
stick
the
it in a
little guy
bag,
on the
move on.
thing?
Yep.
Nice.
A little guy. There was a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
The nasty little guy.
It's just a little puppy.
I think it's probably safe to say that we would just turn him in and get the reward, not to belabor things. But yes, that was a good sneaky hiding place.
I mean, if you hang out with a hag.
Seems like their type.
But once everyone is collected in, Loraphyra she's actually taken off her holy symbol and is twisting the chain between her fingers, kind of like a stem. Just looking down at it, not looking up at anyone. So Saren was correct. It was an archfey. Is an archfey. And I tried something that I wasn't entirely sure would work. I tried to remove the curse of an archfey with my meager abilities. And it worked. Isolde's returned to herself. At least for the time being. And when I broke the curse, the archfey saw me, and I saw them, and I know their name.
They know you?
Almost certainly.
Not good.
No. But what else is there to do?
Keep going.
I was hoping you would know. Are we to continue with our mission, traveling through the mists from domain to domain with the eyes of the Archfey upon us?
The mists are hard to read. The mists are hard to see through. And with her spies gone, it is likely that she will not see the Carnival for some time. Think of the thickest fog you have ever seen and compound it by 10. You cannot see your hand in front of your face. Wild, you know. You were there. You were out there.
Hmm.
Imagine that with no beacon to pull you in any direction. Hopefully, we have gotten rid of all of her influence here. That is the only hope that I can hang my hat on at the moment.
What do we call this archfey? What do you know of her?
Very little. Strong, very strong. Not perhaps quite on the level of a god. I mean,
Oh, that good.
Archfey have warlocks, they do not have clerics. That is the difference. Which makes me actually wonder. Isolde is a paladin. I wonder if that may not be part of why she was taken.
Hmm.
As for what we can call them Z.
Your queen had agents in Tempest.
Mm-hmm.
The Raven's eyes appear to peer across all domains. What guarantee do we have that this Z does not also have agents elsewhere?
None. We have no guarantee of that. It is very likely, in fact, that they do. But in the domains, they are more cut off. The Raven Queen could not easily reach me when I was in Darkon before I was called to this service. And she is a goddess. So, hopefully, information will travel slowly. The Raven Queen has the advantage of, well, being the Raven Queen. She is the ruler of the Shadowfell.
If they no longer have control of the Carnival, their agents will be stranded, at least for a time. Or at least unable to control where they go.
That is the hope.
Hmm.
The Raven Queen's ravens are able to go anywhere, really. Once called, once sent. It is why our ravens are able to leave this place and come back with messages, as mine did. I will be as frank with you as I can be. I promise you I am not lying to you. If there is anything that I am not saying, it is because I don't know.
The wild has a thought.
Aye.
You no look so surprised, GM.
We're all a little surprised. Go on.
Then you asked, what if this is dream? What if real? What about this archfey? What of our mission? The wild thinks, so what? You are here. The wild is here. The rest of us are here. Whether real or not, feels real. Take action. Do what you would do if this was or is real. What matters is your action. now? Or would you go back to your home? To your old lady? Is that what you want? Or do you go forward on our path? Loraphyra tells us what she know. Maybe all, maybe only some. Cannot make her say any more, even if she hides. So, the Wild thinks all we can do is go on and continue. Unless we have another better choice.
Your words are emboldening, Wild One. But I'm afraid you do not dream as I do.
Then tell us your dream.
I cannot, for I have none. I dread the thought of resting my eyes, or the possibility that when next they open, I might return to my bedchambers. None of you will be there, and I will be made to tend to the gardens once more.
You don't like garden?
No.
You talk about...
I love garden.
Hmm.
But I fear what I might lose here. That none of this might be real.
You think friends are real?
Friends. You all speak a great deal about friends and kinship and loyalty, brotherhood. You encourage me to embrace it, that we may step forward together to continue forth on this path. This path that will take me to my home, that I might commit treachery.
That's what you are worried about. That you'll be
My-
forced against us.
My home is gone. Aoife and the Fae, their home is gone. But you are afraid to lose yours. Have courage, Lyn. Now is no time for fear. Now is time to stand. Face what is before you. And trust in your pack. If we are not real, then we are not real. Then it is whatever it is. And you still can do nothing about that. But if it is real, as we all think it is, then with that, you must act. Now is time of choice.
You can choose.
Go or stay.
You can choose to stay in a dream, safe. Or you can choose to help end a nightmare. Because that is what these domains are. Yes, the people in them are gathered to my lady's side. But it is that or live on and on and on in an endless cycle. wearing them down in ways they aren't even aware of. An endless cycle, feeding only the one at the very top. Would you choose to end the nightmare for others? To allow them to wake to whatever is beyond?
Or would you have us go to your home without you? Because we are going.
You asked me to trust in you, and I do. Each and every one of you, I have given much and more to your cause and your mission to see your lady's will be done. I need you all to trust in me. And believe when I tell you that the fight that you will wage in Ikath will not be the fight you think you will have.
Then what will it be?
You cannot trust your eyes in Ikath. You cannot trust your mind. You cannot even trust the stones beneath your feet. Now here I am speaking in riddles.
Easy, isn't it? When you are trying to explain something that is difficult to explain.
Lynn reaches into her satchel to bring back out the teacup that she just turns her fingers over and over again. Then if it is all the same to you, let us depart. To a graveyard of dreams.
Good.
Let us away then.
You all quietly rise to your feet and one by one exit the tent. You walk over to the archway leading out into the mist, I assume.
I think you assume correctly.
I think we stay a little behind Lynn, who has the memento.
I'll make sure to grab a pheasant for the road.
You might need it.
Might.
Like, seriously, put it in your inventory.
Oh.
Do we need to get rations?
You don't have rations?
Only if you think it would be
Don't know,
rational.
actually.
Boo!
Get
Get off
out!
the stage!
That was a knee slapper. All right, what do I have? I have a mess kit.
If we're in there for more than 10 days, we're in trouble. I can share rations with you.
For some reason, I have an explorer's pack with no rations. So
That seems wrong.
Yeah, maybe. Why do I have 2 explorer's packs? What the heck?
For extra
Right.
exploring.
Obviously.
I'll deal with my inventory later.
Okay, so
Be careful. Jokes like that should be rationed.
Hiss.
Lynn, as
Food for
you
thought.
are gathered with your friends, they all open up to make room for you. And you face the archway in front of you. And you hold the memento in your hand. What do you do?
She closes her eyes and she gently presses it to her cheek. She remembers the feeling of the porcelain against her lips. She remembers the golden sunsets bathing the courts. The fragrance of fresh brewed tea. She remembers the creeping rot. She remembers the screeching wood crying as though prying itself apart. She remembers the mist-covered streets as they twist and turn as though leading her down a devilish dance. She remembers. And she walks.
And you all see the end of her dress and the fringe of her hat finally disappear into the mist. And she vanishes.
Loraphyra will follow her.
Same.
Loraphyra and the wild vanish into the mist.
On then, child.
Takes a deep breath, recalling that Lynn did not agree, did not say that she would be her sister. Thinking of Loraphyra, knowing that something's up with the Raven Queen and not really expressing that. Thinking of the wild, frightening and throwing Loraphyra around and frightening them all. And Drausken himself. That cold anger. Walking away from everyone afterward. And she has a moment of doubt despite all she said. But then she steps into the mist as well.
And Drausken will follow, maintaining the rear guard as he does.
You pass into the mist, and for a time, there is nothing but the cold air of those vapors, those tendrils that flick and wisp around you, teasing at your skin, until finally they begin to open, and you see Lynn looking up into a familiar sky. You hear the sound of crickets as if they were a symphony welcoming her home. All of the sounds of night, of nature, but not the din of a crowd. No sound of civilization, but the lights of one. Purple light bathes over the stream and the water, and there are dark lanterns creating an eerie glow, a path down a beautifully designed but poorly kept city. A dilapidated, forsaken place. There was no one in sight. Until you hear the jangle of metal on metal and of shuffling footsteps And coming into the light, you see a balding man, old, aged, and carrying with him a large collection of supplies. We haven't had visitors here in some time. As he steps further into the light, you see a porcelain mask covering his face. Put permanently into a smile. He's accompanied by a small dog. The dog is slumped over his backpack asleep. It has been some time. Come. You're gonna wanna hide out before they see you. Please. Follow me. And he jingles away, hobbling into a dark shack. And then you hear the tolling of a bell, and a golden mist emerges from the silhouette of a grand palace. It begins to wash over the whole of the city. Now, before it's too late, get in here.
I won't even wait. The Wild will just... He sees that magic coming, and his instincts are like, yeah, that doesn't seem great.
Yi-Ling turns to Lynn. You asked us to trust you. What do we do?
Run! Go!
Runs and goes.
As well, Loraphyra.
And you all disappear into the darkness of the shack until a single candle is lit, and you see the firelight glow against the man's porcelain mask. He takes off his backpack and unfurls it, revealing all manner of goods within. Now, while you are still awake, let us do a little trading. You're going to get really hungry. And that's it. That will end things for tonight.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Wow.
What a session.
No kidding.
Seriously. Wow. All right.
Dang.
Oh. I feel like I need to go for a walk after that.
Right? It's like,
Need a cigarette.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was I need to shake off some fucking adrenaline. Oh,
intense.
indeed.
Ooh, intensities.
So, thank you all so much for joining us this week. We will be off for the next 2 Tuesdays because I'm going to be in Arizona.
Nice.
So,
The heat wave is finally over, and then you're leaving to Arizona.
I know.
You know.
But at least in Arizona, everywhere has air conditioning.
Small, about right.
Small blessings. So we will be
Except
off
for
for
the
the
outside.
I just don't spend much time outside. It's
You'll have to come over and visit my classroom, my awesome esports arena.
Dead
So
boy, I will
cool.
kill
Yeah.
you.
Pretty
Man, where was
awesome
that
in
when
here.
I was in school?
Right?
We had those purple IMAX in elementary school. That was fun.
You know, at least the computers were fun back then. Now they're just sort of meh.
This
They're
room
boring.
is better than anything we had in college.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Better than anything I had in college, and I'm younger, so. But yes, we are off for the next 2 weeks from this. We'll be back at the end of the month for another session of Death, where we actually go into, theoretically at least, Ikath, or whatever the hell is the facsimile thereof. Hard to say how all of this is gonna go.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be doing some more stuff this week. Check it out if you like. All the info is on the Discord if you're not on there. But yeah, Adam, thank you for a tremendous session that I don't think any of us expected.
Not at all.
Those are the best
Choppy
ones.
Cat, that's what I thought.
Oh, no, I had everything
The
ready
fucking
for...
swing.
Oh, legit. Huh. But thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you to my wonderful fellow players for everything that you brought to this. Adam, you are amazing. Thank you so much, my friend.
True.
Yes, you absolutely.
I was like,
Own
wait a
it.
minute.
Fucking own it.
Oh, okay.
Well, sorry, all
And-
my close friends are like, stop self-deprecating. So now I'm
Good.
taking. Now I'm
That's
doing
true.
this. Now I'm doing this thing where I take compliments.
Good.
That's fantastic.
I don't know. That seems kind of arrogant to me.
Shut up, Dane.
Paid his dues. You should hear the amount of shit he would talk about himself. He's built up credits.
Valid. So thank you all so much. I will be back tomorrow with some more Five Nights at Freddy's, and then we'll see what happens from there. In theory, Vampire the Masquerade will be back on Thursday, and then Dead by Daylight on Sunday. So, you know, check out all the stuff that I have going on, all the stuff that we have going on. Definitely check out... Hang on, I have this. Do I? Yes. Go check out Chris's YouTube channel. He has some really cool stuff up there.
Nice.
It is really cool.
And we like plugging our friends, damn it. And,
Phrasing.
that's called pegging, dear, not plugging.
Oh. Damn, way to flip it on me. Okay. All right.
Bring it.
Bravo.
I have spent the last 20 years in fan fiction. You can't fluster me.
When you're right, you're right.
Oh
Okay.
my!
Yeah, Red's got
Do not
smut
recite
cred.
the dark magic to me, witch.
I was there when it was fucking written. I wrote some of it.
I wrote some of it.
This is a fight you can't win.
I'm very hard to fluster in real life. So, thank you all so much. We will see you next time. Let's get out of here before I get whatever the Twitch version of demonetized is. See you all next time. Good
Peace
night.
out, everybody.